Hi everybody, I'm here to do my video for the 2025 Beatles Tag, and it was started by Patricia, who has a channel called A Little Beatles Corner, so you might want to check that out. She was nice enough to start this, so let me do it. We have 15 things we have to do for this, and I'm going to get right through it now. Okay, number one, what's your favorite Beatles holiday song and why? I guess we can talk about John's song, Happy Christmas, Paul's song, Wonderful Christmas Time. George has Ding Dong Ding Dong, and Ringo has Ringo's Christmas album, I Want to Be Santa Claus. So it's no surprise to people watching my channel for a long time that my favorite is the John Lennon Happy Christmas War Is Over. I think it's far and away the best of the Christmas songs. Here's a white vinyl 12-inch version that I have here. I just think it has a lot of emotion, hope, goodwill to fellow man, bringing people together, kind of joining everybody as one. I just like the whole vibe to it, and it's gotten to the point now, all these decades later, where it is definitely a Christmas classic. Now, I have to say, I still enjoy Paul McCartney's Wonderful Christmas Time as well, but to me, it's just really pretty simple next to this one, which is for the reason why I kind of prefer John's. I think it's way more emotional and deep, and just a great production overall, with the choir singing along, and also, the grand orchestration sounds, if you will, and everything. I really like it very much. Okay, second thing to do. What's your favorite Beatles album cover? And this can be from any country. All right, so the favorite Beatles album from any country. Now, this could be a lot of albums because there were a lot of album covers that went through my mind when I was thinking about doing this. And I had to just pick one, pretty much. I could have a few runners up, right? I'll just say this. If I'm going to pick my favorite cover, it'd probably be The Beatles Beat, which is a German release. Always loved this cover. Probably my favorite Beatles album cover. This is out of album covers that are official, like officially released, not bootlegs or anything like that. I think if I was going to go by the Beatles' actual catalog, for anybody who really wants to know what's my favorite official catalog Beatles item for the cover, it would probably be Rubber Soul. Rubber Soul is probably my favorite Beatles cover from the regular catalog. Okay, number three, show your favorite Beatles picture disc or colored vinyl. That was tough to do. I got a lot of colored vinyl, a lot of picture discs. I went with this. First of all, I'm going to add, this is one of my favorite Beatles album covers of all time. This is right there. Oops, right there at number one. Okay, this is Aiuto. It's an Italian version of Help, the Help album, and I love this cover. But I picked this. I've shown this before. Something about this colored vinyl I like, and I don't know if the lighting is good enough in here to do it justice, but you can see it's kind of like a deep red, almost brown kind of thing, maybe purpley. If you look close in here, and you can't really see it that well, but there are some, there you go, black marble touches, splattery touches in there as well. So that's the first thing that comes to mind. There are probably lots of colored vinyl albums that I could choose for that entry. Okay. All right, next up, let's see. Show your favorite Beatles 45 picture sleeve, and that can be from any country. It doesn't have to be just any one country. Okay. Tons of those as well. But I stuck for this one with US releases, okay? This has always been the first one that leaps to mind. Love Me Do, P.S. I Love You on the Tally label. US, I just always loved that picture of the Beatles, like a kind of painting of them in their collarless suits. I always liked this one. It's simple black and white photograph, but I've loved it. She Loves You. I love the, the suits, the poses, and also the red banner across. It's simple, but says it. And She Loves You is probably my favorite Beatles song, if I had to be forced to pick one, which I sometimes am doing this channel. All right, here's another. I'm cheating here, showing more than one. What the hell? But the first one is probably my favorite. But I thought I'd throw this in just for fun and for controversy. I do like this cover. A lot of people will cringe, but it's the Ballad of John and Yoko cover. I like the way it's kind of like Paul doesn't look too happy about it there. He's kind of, making a smirk there. And it's like John and Yoko like, screw it. It's, we're here putting Yoko's image with John on a Beatles quote single that only featured John and Paul on it, the Ballad of John and Yoko. But I love the kind of like outright like defiance of it, just kind of like going against the grain there. All right, next up. All right, number 5. Show your favorites, your favorite song from the last 3 Beatles, what you might call the last Beatles singles, the last Beatles songs. All right, and not only that, but not just show your favorite, but also rank all 3. Okay, well, to start with, my favorite of the 3 is Now and Then. I never thought, I'm showing you the cassette tape here, I never thought Now and Then would ever be my favorite when I heard about the project, because the demo was so bad. But I got to hand it to the whole entourage, and especially Paul McCartney, for really making this shine. And it is now my favorite. I just think it's beautiful. It's a great way, if there has to be like a kind of like thank you, kind of like to the fans, or think of you now and then and miss you and all that kind of stuff. This really has the spirit of a swan song, if you will, the last song. So I think that's my favorite. I'm surprised to hear myself say that, but it is. My second favorite would be, I'll show the 45 here, Real Love. I think they did a pretty good job on that. My least favorite has always been Free as a Bird. I mean, it's okay, but it's kind of like a dirge, kind of plods along there. Now, you might say the same thing about Now and Then, but I don't know, it's the sentiment behind Now and Then that really makes it work for me, regardless of it, even if it is a little slow now and then, All right. Number 6, show a most unusual Beatles vinyl or CD. I had a few contenders for this. I went the unofficial circuit for this because this is like the weirdest album you can come up with, I think. The Beatles versus Don Ho. This is not an official album, and it has a list on the back, kind of like in the style of the Beatles versus the Four Seasons, But the joke is they have Beatles listed on one side. Well, they just got tiny bubbles down there on the bottom for Don Ho. One song from Don Ho, a bunch of stuff from the Beatles. So that's fun. Number 7, show a Beatles single where the B-side is better than the A-side. In my opinion, and I think in John Lennon's opinion, and I think in a lot of people's opinions, we've got I Am the Walrus is better B-side than Hello Goodbye, okay? I think that I understand completely why Hello Goodbye was the song chosen. It's much, much more commercial. I don't hate Hello Goodbye, by the way. I think it's a really, really great song. Simple though it is, I think it's really great pop song, great choice for a single, but the B-side is better. I Am the Walrus. So there you go. Okay. Now, for number 8, we have show a favorite Beatles song that's covered by another artist. I can't find it. I think I had it, but I can't find it. One of my favorite cover songs by another artist doing a Beatles song is the Silky doing You've Got to Hide Your Love Away. So that's my vote for number 1 favorite cover, although I do not have the album handy. Okay, so I can't show you that one. All right, number 9. Show a favorite song covered by the Beatles. Well, it comes from with the Beatles, but in the U.S. it was first heard by me on this Beatles' second album, and the song is Money, That's What I Want. I love the Beatles version of Money, That's What I Want, sung gut-wrenchingly by John Lennon, and I love the way it sounds, fully reverbed kind of on this particular album, stereo version preferably. Okay, Money is my favorite Beatles cover, at least for now. For a long time, actually. It's a rocking performance that just shatters the walls. I love it. Okay, okay. Now this is the most controversial question on here, but I'm really appreciative that the thought was given to including it, and that is show the worst three songs the Beatles wrote. Well, I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to like show anything, but I'll tell you. Now again, remember the choice of wording there. Not the three worst Beatles songs. The worst songs the Beatles wrote that was written by the Beatles, not a cover song. Not so it can't be one of their. Some people pick Mr. Moonlight. Can't do that. And I'm not picking obvious stuff like Revolution 9 or Dig It. I love Dig It, but Dig It is a jam. Really, it's not. I don't think it was written, but maybe I'm wrong. Can you dig it? But all right, the ones I'm gonna go for are first. Why don't we do it in the road? Because that I think that was kind of a written song by Paul. Why don't we do it in the road? That's all it says. So that's again, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Its placing on the White Album. I never skip it, but that's number one for me. Number two, these are in no kind of order, by the way. I'm not ranking them in order, preference, or anything. Number two, I put All Together Now. I just think, although it fits Yellow Submarine, the cartoon film, perfectly, it's just really desperate lyrics. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I have a little more? I love you. 5. The words are just really juvenile. It's a juvenile song. Hey, before you say it, I'll say it. Sure, Yellow Submarine is also a juvenile song, but I love Yellow Submarine, and it's got a lot more to it in the lyrics than this thing. So All Together Now, so I still can enjoy it when I hear it, barely, but as far as writing, it's not the best written song. And also in that vein, here's a song that's going to surprise some people. This is a song that I love. I love all Beatles songs, really, I do, but in this particular case, it's one of their filler tracks. Even Paul McCartney thinks that way, and it's Tell Me What You See. Now, everybody's going to jump, I love Tell Me What You See. That's not the point. The point is, what about the worst written songs? You can't tell me the lyrics to Tell Me What You See are very good, Anyway, open up your eyes now. Tell me what you see. What you see is me. I mean, come on. Anyway, trying to be a little objective here with my love with the Beatles, but all right. So now we're going to go to number 11. Show the last Beatles product that you bought. Could be a vinyl, CD, memorabilia, a book. The last thing I bought wasn't too long ago, and they're not in good condition, these, but bought these two vintage books from the time here. This one here by Pix. This is right there from 64. I mean, it's got some good photos in there. Early Beatles at the best. Celebrating their early years when they first were coming over. Okay, and this one here, in bad shape. I'd like to get this in better shape. This is good. The Beatles by Royal Command. I'm doing good today. The Beatles by Royal Command. Okay, and there are really good photos in here of the Beatles with the Royal Command performance, which is definitely Ringo back in the days when he was signing autographs. There he is. This was really one of the best Beatle performances of all, as far as I'm concerned. Really good. All right. So now, the next question is number 12. Show an ongoing Beatles collection that you're trying to complete. I don't really think that I have any Beatles stuff like a collection or a topic or a run that I'm trying to complete. But the only thing I could think of was the Beatles monthly book. I would like to have all of these one day. I don't have all of them. These things are phenomenal as far as rare photos of the Beatles. This one here is 1989. I'm talking mostly, obtaining all the ones from the 60s and so on. But, I mean, the pictures are, like, incredible. I mean, I'm surprised at this later stage in the game for me that I don't have every single one of these, because you're just not going to get photos like these anywhere else for the most part. I mean, good shots. Beatles Monthly. All right. Okay. Let's see. Number 13, show a prized possession in your collection and tell its story. I had a few ideas. What I decided to stick with was something. I want to give a little bit of a nod to Paul McCartney, Wonderful Christmas Time, because back in 1979 in December, my dear departed best friend Mike got together at my house. We were just 17 at the time. In fact, was he 17? Yeah, we both were 17. You know what I mean. And he came over to the house, and he bought me this as a gift, and it's still the same copy. You know, it's got Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reggae on the B-side, and you know, it's just a memory that I have because we didn't really exchange Christmas presents per se, but this one time, for whatever reason, he brought this over, and it was 1979. You know, he passed on in 2010. All right, so that's always got a special meaning for me. I have a feeling I treasure that copy in particular. You know, it's the copy he bought and gave as a gift. All right, number 14, show your favorite Beatles product that was released in 2024 and say why. Well, for me, it's got to be the Ultimate Collection 6 CD and the book set of Mind Games. John Lennon is my favorite of the Beatles, and I collect all their solo stuff too, as some of you may well know by now. And to have the Mind Games album here on 6 CDs and have all kinds of improved mixes and different versions, the Evolution documentary, the Raw studio mixes, Elemental mixes, etc., and outtakes. I love these packages. I can't wait for the next one. Probably going to be Walls and Bridges, which I'm looking forward to. That's one of my favorite John albums. Okay, and finally, the last one, number 15. What Beatles product would you like to see coming in 2025? Well, in a perfect world, which I know this isn't coming yet, I gotta watch. I got some sun from the blinds on me. I would like to get a live collection, a live video collection, like some of the best live performances by the Beatles, kind of culled together and put in a set, so you can have them all improved and remastered. A Beatles live collection, audio and video, like a video set, but also the audio accompaniment with it, you know, on CD and vinyl. That's what I'd like to have, but I know that's a pipe dream right now. That would be my number one. But in the meantime, I'm looking forward, going back to John Lennon, to the one-to-one concerts from 1972. It's been remastered, redone, video quality enhanced, etc., and Sean Lennon has hinted that that's going to come. So while the sun starts creeping in here, let me creep out. Hi, everybody. Thank you for watching, and I hope some of you out there will do this vinyl tag for the Beatles. Cheers.